only, and they feel like you're part of the story, I would go and just ask them, what is hypertension? What do you call it here? They say, oh, the blood is running quickly. So that's what they say, blood. So when I go there, I say, I'm here to talk about that disease that makes the blood run fast. And they look at you like, we know which one you're saying. You go there and say hypertension. So those realities, it makes our work so much easier. And look out for conflict of interest. Someone talked about money. Money always has a way of saying things. And I had a CHW who decided to be a participant and pretend they were not CHW people. So you have to be very careful about, but where you can employ people who are local, like in the research process, I've been doing that more. And it's something I started doing like 3 years ago. I never used to do that. I was like my friend Eldon. I was afraid, but I don't know those arrays. I'm not sure they can do a good job. Once you train them for your project, they do really well. And when you go back, they're already on the ground. So it's cheaper for you because they just go home and come to work. The others you have to look for per diem. So what's next as we finish? We need, I want to invite you to consciously think about every protocol, every program you're starting in the hospital, and ask yourself, who are my key stakeholders? And you map them according to their influence and alignment to your topic, so that you know how to engage them. Let's try and reduce this traditional approach and be more and more community engaged. And this quote to help me finish from Boyer says, engaging and supporting the empowerment of the community for community health decision making and action is a critical element in health promotion, as we've already said. And the scholarship of engagement means connecting the rich resources of our universities to our most pressing needs in our communities. Yeah, in the schools, and everywhere else. So, of course, I have to have a quote. Now you already know. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Says Martin Luther King. So I was going to ask you to do this. Maybe just one thing you would do differently, then we will end this session. What would you, based on what we've discussed, what would you do differently in your next project to make sure your project is more community engaged? Only one thing. Tell your neighbor. You don't have to tell me. What? Don't shout. Talk to your neighbor. One thing you will change to make your research more community engaged and more educated.
Yeah.
Okay? So you've said one thing, eh? You've said one thing. Or nobody learned anything. You were just doing so well already. All your studies were community engaged. That's good too. No, it's good because I think to me, at the end of the day, your research is about society, but not just society. There's a sub-population. There's a community of research, and they should be your first priority, even when there's a product from your study or there's new information. Always start with the community of research, even as you think about the broader society. So it's challenging, but I invite you to plan to do it, because you can end up also using free resources from the community. They already live there. Mm-hmm. The problem is theirs. They're happy to be part of the solution. So when you ask them for help, they'll help you set the priorities, they'll tell you how the concerns are, they'll tell you who the stakeholders are, and it means that voluntary energy, can be released for the sake of the project that you're running. And I will share I've shared some citations from actually real from my own work, where I've worked with colleagues and we've done different types of things and different types of topics where we specifically narrowed down on community engagement. You're good? Yeah, good. So who has the time? I don't have the time.
12:20.
Good. So allow me to just take 20 minutes, because I know some members here may not be here later and they really wanted us to go through the quantitative study designs. Again, it will be just an overview, and then I will share the slides and I'll invite you to look for more information. Can we go into that and then break for lunch? Mm-hmm. All right then. Thank you. And we will get it ready. No, this one. It's called a mouse. Oh, you know you're doing animals today. right? Okay, the other thing about quantitative research, I think it's a default. It's what people know most.
Yeah.
So you read it. And then if you start dozing, I'll make you stand so that you don't leave me talking to myself. Then it's getting warm, I'm feeling it. Or is it the tea I drank? Or I'm having my own summer.
I'm always feeling I feel like I'm having my private
It's
summer.
just me. My menopause.
I should have asked you, never asked today.